Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch or would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding Chronograph in rose gold with a green khaki dial on a gold bracelet, or it could also be on a green leather strap. Reference 26240OR.OO.1320OR.08, or it could also be 26240OR.OO.D404CR.02. The only difference would be the bracelet or the strap. That's what changed the reference number at the very end, not the first 5 digits and the 2 letters. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then I'll tell you where it stands in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks, then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start just with a little history. The Royal Oak came out in 1972, and by Gerald Genta, it has since gone on to become one of the most, if not the most, iconic sports watch of all time. And I don't say that lightly because it really is. It ushered in the era of luxury sports watches. Before that time, 1972, there was only dress watches, and they did sports watches, but they didn't look anything, or they were not luxurious like they are in the Royal Oak. Audemars Piguet boldly came out with that, and they revolutionized the game and made a whole new segment called the luxury watch segment. And now every watchmaker makes one, and usually it's their best seller. So it's actually gone on to be the best seller of any segment on pretty much for every brand. Omega has their Seamaster, Speedmaster, Rolex has all their Daytonas and Submariners, AP has this, Patek has the Nautilus, and so on and so forth. Now, with that said, it's not a history lesson, so I'm not going to say every little thing about it, but this new version that you see in front of you with this reference number 26240OR, 41 millimeter, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that, is the large size large. It's not the largest, but it is large. They make other crazy, for all intents and purposes, it is the largest Royal Oak they make. Now, they revamped it in 2022, which happened to be, by the way, their 50th anniversary of the Royal Oak. And so they redesigned it, and this is the current evolution of it. And I think it's pretty much perfect. For some small issues I'll tell you about when I start getting into it, but those I think will be solved internally, and they're not going to change the reference number on it. But more or less, this watch is at its most evolved state, at least as of 25, and it was produced in 22. So they're going to produce this for quite some time. Okay, with that said, where does it stand in the lineup? Well, they make, this is the chronograph. They make the Royal Oak with just time and date only. They do a chronograph, as you see here. They do a perpetual calendar. They do, I think, a minute repeater and some grand complication and some open work. So it's not the most complicated, but it's not the simplest either. It's a standard chronograph, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. So they make it in rose gold, white gold, with frosted, steel, many different variations and dial colors. In rose gold, they only make it with blue, white, black, or green. So 4 different dial variations. Do they make it in black, actually? Yeah, they do. Okay, so there's 4 different dial variations in rose gold, and this one happens to be in green. They actually call it khaki green. Okay, so let's start talking about the watch itself, starting with the case of the watch. Now, the case of the watch is 40 millimeters, and that's going from my thumb to my index finger to 8 o'clock to the 2 o'clock position. It's quite a large watch, actually. Even though it's only 41 millimeters by that distance, the lug to lug, meaning that from the top to bottom, it is 51.5. But if you count it from including the integrated bracelet part, it actually makes it closer to 54. So it wears big. But even if it didn't, 41 mil, there are other watches that are 41 millimeters that are 50 millimeter lug to lug. That means from top to bottom. That means from the point that the bracelet connects on the 12 o'clock to the point that the bracelet connects to the 6 o'clock. That's the longest distance across your wrist, and that distance is 51.5. Not super big, but for example, like a Seamaster, which is 42 millimeters, has a lug width of 50 millimeters, which is 1.5 millimeters smaller even though it's 1 millimeter larger in diameter. So the diameter doesn't tell you everything. It gives you a general idea how it will look, but then the other important measurement is the lug to lug. 51.5 is not terribly big. It is big, don't get me wrong, but it's not humongous big, okay? It's gonna fit most men. I would say for most men that have a wrist size of, let's say, 6.75 inches or larger, probably can still wear this 41 millimeter. If you have a wrist size smaller than that, well, they have other options, which is called the 38 millimeter, which is also not a bad size for people as well. Okay, well, with that said, let's talk about, oh yeah, the case. What is different about it? Well, it has the beveled edge here is a little bit thicker than it was in the previous generation, and it's actually a little bit thicker than the previous generation as well. This one is 12.4 millimeters in thickness. I think the old one was like 11.9 or 12. Something. It's not much thinner, but it's because it has is it in-house movement, which I'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, the case is really nice, and so yeah, and it's made of rose gold. Let's move on to the bezel. Bezel is octagonal, and it has mirrored high polish finish on the side and a satin finish on top, which also is done very nicely. And in the center, it has hexagonal screws, which are actually made of white gold. Let's move on to the dial here. The dial is a khaki green dial, khaki, and it has a grand tapisserie pattern, which is like kind of little waffles here. It has a subdials at 369, and all the subdials, I guess I can point this out to you, are of the same size. Now, on the previous generation, which had a reference of 26331, the 6 o'clock subdial was a little bit small, but they've since fixed that with the new movement, integrated movement. So you have the data at the 6 o'clock, or sorry, at the 4 o'clock, 4:30, I guess you'd say, and then they have 3 subdials that are evenly sized. So it really looks and functions pretty much perfect. I mean, it has a chronograph, which is a commonly used function, probably the most used common function, and then it has a date, which is also a really useful function because a lot of people forget the date. Actually, I don't even know what the date is today. So that is also good. They also did a great job here by making the hour markers very luminous and the hands very large. They were not as readable now. And they also did a great job. I have to commend AP for doing this. They put their logo actually fashioned in gold, and they glue it onto the dial, which really looks much better than I think other brands such as Patek Philippe, which actually just print their name. You know, your name is probably the name. If this didn't have the words Audemars Piguet on it, this watch would be like, I don't know, a few $1,000s. I guess the gold would make it more, but still, it wouldn't be much more than like $10,000. But since it has the word Audemars Piguet, it's $100,000. So it makes sense to put the name of your company in gold, right? Especially if the watch is made in gold. And other companies such as like Patek Philippe, they actually print it. You know, they print it, which I think costs very little, like $1 to print. Yet they charge you 100,000. Okay, but anyways, so I think it's a really cool thing that AP does that. But that's just my opinion. Okay, anyways, so now take a look at the bracelet. Now this one happens to be, you know, you can see it. You can wear it on a gold bracelet. Now, AP will sell it to you on a leather strap, and if you want to buy the gold bracelet, you can do that, or vice versa. You can have it on a gold bracelet, which is integrated. It looks like it was integrated into the rest of the watch. The bracelet is different from the previous generation. It's a 1320, which is a little bit thinner. Actually, it's the same thickness as the old 12220OR bracelet, but it has a little bit more of a taper. The first couple of notches are smaller, but anyways, it has this signature AP look, and it really looks fantastic. It has a butterfly clasp. And on the leather version of it, it's just a green leather that matches the strap. Now, some people like to have both. And so if you want to get it with either or, we can sell you the bracelet or the strap separately. The bracelet is somewhere around 30,000, and the strap and leather, it's like around 5,000 and change, something like that. So yeah, that way you can switch and have different looks. Sometimes people want it looking one way or another. Let's move on to the movement now. By the way, the buckle for the leather is also redesigned. Before they had a buckle on the leather, it was terrible. Now they have the new buckle, and it looks awesome. All right. Now, Let's look at the movement. Now the movement, I have to say, it's a little bit questionable, to be quite honest. The caliber 4401 is a beautiful movement. It has a power reserve of 70 hours and has 381 parts. The reason I say questionable is I've had several of these in hand. They've had a few problems with it. I'm not saying it's like a death problem, but they've had a few problems. They had to go in for some minor repairs. But once they fixed that issue, then it went away. Now I've seen it on some of the earlier models. I haven't seen it on the newer models, but you know, time only tells, right? The problem, sometimes it comes out after a few years. You know, maybe they made one faulty part or something in it, and after, you know, several years it fails. I'm not really sure. I'm not a watchmaker, but I am a watch seller, and I have seen a few of these have some issues. Again, not major issues, not a reason to not buy the watch, you know. I mean, it's a mechanical device. Any mechanical device could fail, even if it's made from Audemars Piguet. So yeah, it's just not much I can say to be looking out for, but yeah, they have had some issues that had to be resolved. And I think that they will find the issue, because AP is great at problem solving and coming up with amazing solutions. And so they do amazing watches. And I'm pretty sure if they haven't already solved this issue, that they will. So yeah, it's just a small side note. But anyways, you can see it through the back. It's a big, nice movement. It looks fantastic. So time to try this watch on and give you my thoughts. I'm a big fan of AP. I think they're one of the best. They're right up there with Patek Philippe, Richard Mille, Rolex. They're commonly traded. Everybody loves them. They're the best watches in the world. So whether you like it on a gold bracelet or leather strap, that's up to you, or maybe on both. But look, if you want to buy at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.